Alright, so yesterday we made some bruschetta. That was a very high complex process. We had tons of ingredients, tons of steps. You should check it out on the channel. Today I'm feeling lazy. I took a quiz. Josh was busy all evening, so we're making microwaveable mac and cheese, except we don't even have a microwave. So we'll be doing the traditional style in a pot, which kind of defeats the purpose of being lazy, but I guess our laziness to buy a microwave outweighed our laziness to have these meals. So, alright, so for the first step,
macaroni in a pot.
And the water is boiling. Mac in. See, in the microwave, you're supposed to let this go for like 3 minutes. We've got way more water here than we need in the microwave, so I have no idea how the time adapts. We'll start with a minute and just take it in that increment, or this will just not cook and it'll be a horrendous fail. So we'll see what happens. Bizarrely, we still don't have a chopping board, so for the cherry tomatoes that we're gonna add to the mac and cheese just to give it a bit more flavor, make it feel a bit less like a microwavable product that it is. We'll use some of these cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna wash these up in the bowl right here. Josh, how many cherry tomatoes do you think we need for this amount of mac?
I'm gonna say like 5.
5? Wow, that's a lot. I was thinking like 3, but how can we compromise? Let's do 4.
I like that.
All right, I'm gonna water in there and rinse these up real quick. All right, those are looking pretty clean. And as we cut these now, I don't even want to bring out another sacrificial chopping board like last night. So we're just gonna cut these over the washing bowl here. Gonna cut them long ways because that makes it taste better. Just gotta be careful to switch the grip once you get the knife in, otherwise you'll slice your finger. Alright, so I just sampled a little piece of mac and it seems pretty well cooked. We're gonna drain this now. Almost burned myself on that metal piece. Luckily, this pot has a built-in colander function right here and it pours out through the sides. So we're gonna carefully take this to the sink and pour that out. And if we do it right, none of the mac should drain out. And we're gonna leave a little bit in on purpose. That's where the cheese is gonna go. And the cheese needs a little bit of water in order to form that cheese sauce. And I low-key burnt my finger on the metal part of that. So, for a second while I run this under cold water. So we got our drained mac now right here. And we got our cheese sauce packet. So I usually like to give it a little bit of a flick to get the cheese out of the corner. And just tear on the corner here. Get that out. Just like that. Now we got the cheese sauce in. Actually, I feel like it might need a bit more water, but instead of water, I'm gonna use milk. That's gonna make it much richer.
Milk.
Milk.
Explain the thinking there.
Okay, so you know, like when you're making hot chocolate, if you use milk instead of water with the cocoa powder, it's much better.
Mm-hmm.
Same principle. In fact, anything powdered, I just prefer milk. So we're gonna just a little bit. We don't want to make it too runny. I'd say that's good right there. So much for a single ingredient recipe. I think we're like on 3 or 4 right now. Fire this back up. Bring it to a low temperature. And we're just gonna let this start to stir. you'll see the cheese powder really disassociate into the milk. Might have been a bit too much milk actually. We'll let some of it evaporate away. There's our mac. Getting all cheesy. While that evaporates, I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit. Tomatoes in, just like that. These tomatoes will start cooking and releasing their juices into the cheese sauce. I'm gonna put a lid back on this and we'll let it come to a simmer over the next few minutes. Now where would we be without garlic salt? So we'll just crank. Some of that in now. Oh, I can smell that already. That garlic is coming through, and the salt is gonna help these tomatoes cook and release their juices as well. Some of that milk water content is already evaporating away. You can see a bit of a thicker consistency here. I think just a minute or two more, and we'll get right to the consistency that we want in this mac and cheese. That's looking much better already. And we like our mac and cheese a bit spicy. Red pepper in. All right, that should be just good. That's also gonna give the yellow cheese sauce just a tad bit of an orange hue, which will more closely match the old Kraft ads where their cheese was kind of this nuclear orange. That's looking good. Heat off. That is a great consistency now. It's gooey, just like your mama used to make. All right, let's get our serving bowl. This is almost done. Pretty small amount, but it's also 11:30 at night, so probably shouldn't eat too much anyway. Mac and cheese in. There we go. That's mac and cheese. Now we gotta season it a little bit, of course. First thing, oregano, obviously. Just a dash of that. And we'll get some basil going on in here. I almost wish we had some of those breadcrumbs from yesterday. We gotta top it off with that, but we'll save that for another day. Until then, this is mac and cheese. All right, moment of truth. Cheers to what I hope will be the best microwavable mac and cheese.
How is it?
Just mix in the seasonings. The texture is great. Definitely better than anything microwaved. I think the milk helped with that. And the flavor, I think, actually was a bit washed out by the milk. So I'm not getting as much cheesiness, but also all the herbs that we added in really help with that too. I think next time I'll just straight up melt like some shredded cheese or something into this. Cherry tomatoes make any type of pasta dish 10 times better. Chop them in half, saute them.
So we have stovetop toasting and what now?
Sauteed cherry tomatoes.
Okay. So, final remarks. What's the verdict?
Best Easy Mac I've ever had, and it better be, given all the effort we put into it and other stuff. Yeah, I'll stand by what I said at the beginning. I think some of the cheese flavoring from the powder was a little bit diluted out with some of the other stuff we added. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that cheese powder tastes fake as hell. So, you know, we trade off. But next time I think I would definitely maybe par down the milk a little bit and you know, allow for a denser sauce without needing to evaporate so much. But overall, I'd give this a solid 7 out of 10.